guys, it's Samir here, and today we're back with another video. So today, this video is going to be a lot different than my normal videos. I literally was like thinking about this a few nights ago, and I was like, I should make a video of this. I'm pretty sure many people have made a video of the same thing I'm doing, but I'm just doing it in my style. So this video we're going to talk about Gilmore Girls, because I've been watching Gilmore Girls since I can remember. I don't even know how long, but I've been watching for a really long time. And I've recently rewatched it for like the hundredth time because I watch it so much. I kid you not, I watch it so much. Anyways, so we're going to be getting into my thoughts of the show, and I know a lot of people's thoughts are very, very different, and like, I don't know, I just want to touch on mine. So let's go. Okay, so we're gonna start off with season 1 in this. I think in this video, I don't know, I'll start with seasons 1 through 5, and then if you guys want to see more, then I'll touch up on 6 and 7. Okay, because so episode 1. So when we start off with episode 1, I really did like the beginning of it because they just like little jokes they had. It was just so, I don't know, I just really love season 1. And like season 1, you get you get to meet all the characters, and then you find out like the backstory with Lorelai and her parents a little bit, and like why they don't hang out and stuff like that. And I just found that so interesting to me, and I was just like, season 1's very, very good. If I'm just looking at what I wrote in here, so if I like keep looking down, that's why. So their first Friday night, I kind of feel like I'm like jumping around here, but I'm gonna go like, so you know when I'm gonna put it up on the screen, but
reason. Dad, would you mind sitting down for a minute?
You need money.
I have a situation.
You need money.
Please let me get this out, okay? Rory has been accepted to Chilton.
Chilton? Oh, that's a wonderful school. It's only 5 minutes from here.
That's right, it is. She can start as early as Monday. The problem is that they want me to put down an enrollment fee.
But like when she first goes to her, Emily, and is like, I need money for Chilton, for Rory, like, you know, your granddaughter Rory. It's like, I don't know, not love, but like I'm glad she like came to a realization that's like, not the realization, but like I'm glad she went to her parents and was like, hey, like I need the money, and like she wasn't like drawn back, and she wasn't trying to be like proud about it, like, no, I don't need your money, da 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 da. Like she wanted to get Rory a better education. I really love that about her, and she's like always that mother that like you can turn to whenever, which is like a really good thing. And like she said in one of her episodes, I think it was when Lorelai and Emily were hanging out, it was just those two, and Rory was off doing something else. She was like, Emily was like, why can't we have the same relationship you have with Rory? And she's like, we are best friends first and mother and daughter second. I just love that, and I wish that like every like mother-daughter relationship was like that, but like it's whatever. Okay, so Friday Night Dinners, I touched up on that in season 1. Okay, dating Dean, or like getting to know Dean. I personally did not like their relationship because their relationship was just kind of toxic. Gonna move it, like I'm just gonna touch on later seasons, because like in season 5, was it season 5? Yes, season 5. Season 4, the end of season 4, episode 22 of episode 4, and then leading into season 5, it was kind of just like he's married, and he was like, oh yeah, I really still want to be with you, and I was just kind of like, he was like, in the beginning, I guess he was like a perfect, air quoting perfect, first boyfriend, but like in my thing of it, I just like didn't like Dean. I still personally don't like Dean, but like that's my personal opinion, and everyone has their own personal opinion, and that is okay. Dating, okay, another reason why is because, well, this is more like a Rory thing than like a Dean thing, is like in the first I think it's first episode, one of the episodes, 1 or 2 of, I think it was the first episode, she was like, I don't want to go to Chilton anymore, after her mom like literally like her whole pride to go over to her family's house and was like, yeah, I don't want to go to Chilton anymore. She's like, the heck you are, like you're going to freaking Chilton, because I'd make my daughter go to freaking Chilton if I'm doing all this just for her. So that was my thing about it. I don't know, that's just like my, and then her mom goes, if you're gonna throw your life away, he better have a motorcycle.
Does he have a motorcycle? Because if you're gonna throw your life away, he better have a motorcycle.
I just like love these. I like find like I don't know. It's just a lot about that was just like no the references. I love the references, and I started reading more of like not horror story. Why horror story? I've been like reading more like literature books because like I'm also an AP Lit, so like I'm already reading them, and I like read a book that I didn't know because I don't remember everything that happened, but like I watched it and I was like, oh my god, I get the reference. And I feel like now that I'm like reading more of those books, I get those references, and it's actually really funny. I've been watching like all the shows and movies they watch, and I'm like, I get the references now, and it just makes the show a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know, I'm talking really fast, but friendship. Okay, I did want to touch on this. So let's see. Season 1, I felt like she was a good friend, but leading into like later episodes, she definitely was not like a really good friend. Like she just like, I don't know, her like change in her perception of that. We'll get into that more later. But yeah, her friendship, especially with like the whole, oh, I also forgot to do, but like the whole, I don't know, Paris thing. I know Paris could have been like was a lot like in the first, like actually not the first, in all the seasons she was a lot, I will say that, but like Paris, she just had her moments. Like she also was like, I say she's just like a good person, and like she's just like a good person, but she like goes to her own drum. She's like, you know, yeah, I don't know if you know, but also I felt that like Lorelai was a very big staple in Paris's life because she was always, I don't know why I'm doing that, but like she was always there for Paris. Like even though like later seasons, spoiler, I don't know if you watched it, but later seasons when she was like, Rory quits, that's another thing I freaking hate about that, but Rory quits Yale, and Paris, like, she's like, I don't know who to talk to, and like I don't have anyone now, like I don't have anyone to like not spill my secrets, why am I saying spill my secrets, and I'm like, well, kind of, yeah, I talked to her, and she's like, hey, just come over it was either Tuesday or Wednesday, and yeah, I just like that, and I felt like Lorelai was a very big staple in Paris's life. Okay, I know everyone, I don't know, but like a lot of people don't like Lorelai. I mean, I get why they don't like Rory, because I stopped liking Rory, like, I think when she started Yale, or like her sophomore year in Yale, and then that's when everything just like went down for Ellen, like, I don't like you, and when she dropped out, like, that was just like, but a lot of people don't like Lorelai, and I feel like I personally love Lorelai, with like, she's amazing, but I see why people do not like her, because on the other hand, she's like a really good mom, but like she's also very childish with her relationships, which, yeah, with Max, her relationship with Max was just very, I don't know, was just very all over the place, because, sorry, I'm just like looking through what I wrote, she's just like, I don't know, it was just very like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was kind of childish. No, okay, it was very childish, because she's like, oh yeah, I want to marry him, but then the small slight of like the small slight of him like wanting to know more about his life, and like, hey, like, can you just reminding her to give him the key, and she's like, I can't handle this is too much, but like at the small slight of something terrible in a relationship, she breaks it off, which is very, very bad and very terrible. And the way she treated people, especially, okay guys, I'm just going around because like it's just a lot in my brain right now, and I'm just trying to cover all the bases. But in season, I don't know why I did that, but in season, hold on, I think it's season 6. I think it's season 6. Whatever season that Lane gets married in, it's either season 6 or 7. Cannot remember fully, and it's whatever. So, her destroying Kim's dress, or Miss Kim's dress, was very, very upsetting to a lot of people and me, because and then she smiled when she poured the coffee on, which was not a good, like, it was a terrible look on her part. Because, like, it was Miss Kim's wedding dress, and she just, like, splats it on, which is terrible. And the fact that she smiled, she could have just got a whole new dress and kind of, like, zhuzhed it up a bit to make it look like her mom's dress, but, like, not her mom's dress. And I just felt so bad for Miss Kim, because, like, she did not deserve her dress that I think her mother passed on her to get destroyed like that. I just don't get it. So yeah, I think okay, no, I did not touch up everything. Okay, Tristan and Rory's relationship. I personally, I don't know. I personally did not. I kind of wanted them to end up together just because there was just, like, a lot, and I was like, they're actually I don't know. Everyone, I definitely did like Tristan, even though he called her Mary, like Virgin Mary. I did find that funny and a little amusing, just a little bit. It was just kind of fun. It was kind of like just, the relationship was just kind of, like, open-ended. Is that the right word for it? I don't know. But it was just very oh yeah, I'm moving schools, so bye. It was just kind of like, oh, they just writ him off because, I don't know, I would have personally kept him, and I personally love that he was a character. He's also a very good actor, so yeah. So we're gonna move on to season 2. I'm just trying to look at stuff, so I just, like, know. Okay, season 2. So this goes into the Medina little situation. So season 2, episode 1 through 3 was her planning for the wedding, and then she realized, she's like, backs out. And then, like, she's like, yeah, we're not, and it wasn't really a mutual thing because he still loved her, and I don't know. I don't think she ever did. She might have loved him, but not in the way that she loves Luke in that sense, which will come up a little later because those are my favorite seasons. But and then like the relationship, okay, episode 7 of season 2 was like a really good part of Emily and Lorelai's relationship, because it was like them stepping closer into, like, oh, they can be like mother and daughter and, like, still have fun and, like, not yell at each other every, like, 2 minutes, you know. And I just, like, love that episode because it just gave light and give, like, segue to, like, them potentially having a bigger relationship, or, like, I don't know, like, sorry, a more relationship in later seasons. So one thing that I did have a problem with is Jess. I know everyone is, like, a Jess fan. I don't personally like any of her relationships because all of her relationships were very, very, very toxic, and just, like, the relationship that you never want to be in. That's the eyes that I see it in, because I just watch a lot of movies, and which is so bad. I watch a lot of stuff. I just watch a lot of stuff. And, like, my take on it was just, like, they're all really toxic, and they're all very, like, childish relationships. Maybe Logan and Rory's wasn't as toxic as everybody else's, but it still was toxic. It was still childish. I felt it was a little childish, but it wasn't just, like, her normal childish. If you get what I mean, because, like, she was very childish in relationships, and the fact that, like, she, after Jess crashed her car, she still went to New York. I mean, I get it that it wasn't his fault, and I hated that everyone, like, said it was his fault because he was driving, and he was, like, no one liked him from the beginning, so that's kind of, like, I was very angry at that point, because I was like, Rory is just as much to blame because she let him drive her car. So, yeah. I just, that happened. And then the fact that she went on a bus to go see Jess in New York was very angry to me. Like, why? You have a freaking boyfriend and you came in here. You came and you're like, yeah, I like like, what? Like, why would you wouldn't go anywhere if you don't see them more as friends. She's like, that's what I think. I personally don't think she did it, and she missed her mother's graduation, which is so important because she even asked her grandparents to come, even though that, oh, yeah, like that was just like a lot. And then the kids at her graduation were like, oh, do you see that rich woman over there? And as soon as they found out that was her mother, they turned on her so quick, which was terrible. And I was just like, people can be really rude to rich people. I know rich people, and like, I'm not saying all rich people, but some rich people are very stuck up, and they're very like looking down on the less fortunate, which is not very good. But not all are like that, and I hate that they just because her mother is that, she's just like, they just like automatically like lean toward that. But like, not most of the rich people in this show, actually all of them except for Logan. I mean, Logan has moments, but look down at, no, he did look down lower people. Okay, all of the rich people in this show look down at people who are less unfortunate or who weren't rich, which is very bad. Yeah. I'm kind of just going everywhere at this point, so it's just like, let's talk about Gilmore. So anyways, so I'm just gonna jump around here because like we are not doing all this season. Okay, okay, Suki in episode 1, I think it was just 1 through 2. She was kind of crazy and off the hook. Sometimes I like did not like her because she was just like a lot. She would always like, I don't know, her in her kitchen. She would be
careful.
I'm okay. Peppers.
Mike.
Okay. Hello, good vegetables. Okay, where's my glaze?
In the counter?
On the counter. Not in the counter. Yeah. Okay.
maybe that's just, I don't know. But she was just like kind of crazy in her kitchen. She would always like cut her fingers and this and that. And, like she's always whacking people. And I was like, it's like a lot. That area is just like a lot to debrief. It's just a lot. And then Jackson. I don't like Jackson. Because he's just like, he just reminds me of one of those men who just like take over like their wives' lives. Or like the ones that tell their wives to do what they want to do. Because even the episode when Dean and Rory break up, when the dancing one, she was like, he was like, I want 4 kids in 4 years. And that was kind of a lot. And she's like, I don't know. But then the thing is, which was also childish, is she like pulled Lorelai into, or not. Well, yeah, she like asked for Lorelai's opinion, and Lorelai was like, that's crazy, like 4 kids in 4 years, your body cannot handle that. And she's like, yeah, I know. But then when she was talking to Jackson, she spinned it like it was all Lorelai's idea, which was very upsetting to me as seeing that they are best friends. And she's like, I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't have said that, but like still you said it, which was just kind of a blah thing to me. My favorite episode of Gilmore Girls would probably You Jump, I Jump Jack, season 5, episode 8? I think 7 or 8. 7 or 8. I can't remember entirely, but that is my favorite, just because I just love that line, You Jump, I Jump Jack, and it's just like a nice thing. And I love how, I don't know, I love how she was like being a journalist, and she was like doing what she loved to do. And I feel like that episode was just a really good episode showing how much she loved doing what she did, which was just very like cute which is very inspiring to me, because she like did what she wanted to do, and she just loved everything about it, which I was really happy that she got to do. And she got another love interest in the way too, I guess. Literally the next episode, or I don't know. Yeah, I think it's the next episode that Dean and her break up, which we'll go into that right now, I guess. So, that episode I did hate. I did very much dislike Emily and Richard at that point, because they knew that Rory was in a very, like, good relationship. I mean, I guess they were in a good relationship. Everybody knows why. But the fact that she was like, oh, we're just having a few dinners with alumni, and then got her in a freaking tiara and like just like all dressed up for something that was like, like I don't know why I did that, but like I don't know, I just very much disliked them at that point because they knew she was in a relationship, and then they're like, we want what's better for her, but like at the same time you can't tell her what you or Lorelai cannot tell her how to live her life, which is also just big crazy mess over there. So okay, let's get into the topic why I don't like Rory, and I stopped liking Rory ever since she became a sophomore at Yale, because she was slowly turning into a rich person, because she was like, oh, there were like, I think it was one episode when she's sitting with Marty in I think his room or her room. They're eating food, and then she's like, oh, rich people put whatever, or like there was like they were eating something and it was like weird, and go, rich people put on, or she goes, rich people, and I was just like, you kind of are rich because you don't have to work to go to Yale, as in Marty does. He has to do a lot of jobs to keep up with it, and she just like kind of irks me through. And then like my final straw with her was her quitting Yale after one little incident of one guy, which she should not have took any guy's freaking opinion. No offense to any guys that are watching right now, but like I don't personally like how she was like, oh, he said I can never amount to anything, that must mean I can't. Like I don't like that, and it like kind of pushes back a lot of women's like very far, and it just like that was very upsetting to me that like that happened. And I was like, girl, you can't just like take everything. There's going to be up and down. Like you can't just like, yeah, like it's just like crazy all over the place. And then she joined the DAR, and she still was like, oh, rich people, but she joined the DAR. What, like, I just don't. At that point, I was just like, you're done. I don't like you. And then the whole Logan. I never liked Logan. God, everyone's like, oh my god, Team Logan, Team Dean, Team Josh. Josh, why did I say Josh? Team Jess. I was none, okay? I did like that she was, like, I felt like she's better single than in a relationship. Because every time she was in a relationship, she was always worrying about them and doing everything for them, but then when she was like single, she was like doing everything she wanted to, and she wasn't getting held back. That's my opinion. I don't think she should have been in a relationship. And yeah, like I felt like when they got new writers, I know they did get new writers because the two people who were writing, they asked for more help, and then they were like, no, you're not getting any more, and then they quit. And then they got new ones, or they got fired. I don't remember. There's something with they had new writers, and they kind of just, I don't know what season it is, but I'm hoping it was season 6, like the seasons where she just became a total butthole. Like, why? For what? And for what? I don't know. She just irks me. Okay, my favorite relationship we're gonna segment to my favorite relationship of this show, which is Lorelai and Luke. You cannot imagine how much, or like I'm pretty sure you guys can imagine, I don't know, but I love them. Ever since their first episode, they had freaking chemistry, and I was like waiting for them. I think this was like, even when I was like little and I was watching the show, I was like, they need to get together. And I hated that they waited literally 4 seasons, technically 5, because they got together they didn't even get to, I mean I guess they got together, they dated, not like in a relationship, but they dated. They went on dates on episode 21, which was her what is her Luke's sister, can't remember her name right now, gets married to her husband. I like blanking on her sister and his name. I just remember him saying, I'm an escrow, and I was just like, okay, you're out of my head. I don't like you. I just don't like a lot of people in this show because it irks me. I don't know. They just like, yeah. But like their relationship was so cute, and I was angry. Like I hated how many times they would like break up and get back together. I feel like the writers should not have put that many, maybe like one, but like there was like 3 or 4 times they broke up. She's like, and I didn't like that, especially when she cheated on, not cheated, but like she already slept with Christopher after they broke up. I don't think she should have did that. Also, she should have been more lenient with him when they didn't get married that right second, because he did wait for Lorelai and Rory's relationship to get better before they dated, but then April came in and everybody hated April because I know like 95% of the people that I know that watch Gilmore Girls hated April because she was like the reason that they broke up. But she kind of was, but at the same time no, because Luke was the one who hid it from Lorelai and was like, yeah, I don't want to tell her just yet. And yeah, I just think that just blew up, and I don't think they should hurt April for that or like hate April over that, because it's technically not her fault that happened. So I don't know why people are getting mad, but like she's whatever. So we're gonna segment back to Rory not being a good friend. She was a terrible friend to Lane. Like later seasons, she was just like, she didn't deserve Lane, in my opinion. She was like, Lane did everything and she gave like all herself to the friendship, but then Rory, she just kind of gave her halfness. She's like, she just like, I don't know. She just threw a lot of curveballs at Lane and was just like not, I'm sorry, I keep checking my phone, but she was just not the right friend for her, in my opinion. I felt like Lane deserved so much better than what Rory had given her. And yeah, she needs to get better friends. I'm sorry. I just don't like Rory in those seasons. The only good season she had was season 1 and 2. Maybe 3. Wait, hold on. What did I say about season 3? I gotta see. I don't think, maybe season 3? Yeah, because she hadn't got into Yale yet. Oh, but then that's when she was starting to be like, with Jess. And I was just like, yeah. So she was like, season 2 and 1 was like, oh, I really like her. Season 3 was segueing into like, yeah, I'm sorry not to like you, but I'm like, I'm in the middle. And then season 4 was like inching, yeah, I don't think I really like you, but I'm gonna let you go. The rest of the season was like, I don't like you, and I don't think I ever will. But the one thing I did like that she brought was like the books. I loved all the books. I love how she just like had her little system of books, and then when Richard and Emily came to her house and was like, oh, Richard was like, maybe I should get you a bookshelf. She goes, actually, I like my system. And just like pulled out all her books, and I was just like,
Making a list to fill them.
Oh, well, these aren't all of my books.
Huh? Oh, my goodness.
And
man, I love that for her. And like, yeah. I don't think I wanted to touch on something else, but I just don't remember everything. Oh, we can segment into Friday night dinners. So, I know I touched on season 1 of Friday night dinners, but we're gonna go through all the Friday night dinners. Or specifically on Richard and Emily. We're just gonna do Richard and Emily because they're like a part of Friday night dinners. Whatever. They are crazy. I don't particularly, okay, I'm no offense, not in real life that him dying, it was very sad when he did pass away, but Richard in the show, I can never remember his name. It's just always gonna irk me. I can never remember his name. It's gonna bother me. I need to look this up. But as I'm looking this up, Richard, not him dying in the like real life, but I'm glad he kind of died in the show, not in real life, because that's sad. But because in the show, what is his name? Sorry, I'm looking here. Edward Harriman. Edward Harriman. So, him, rest in peace. I liked you as an actor, but in Gilmore Girls, I was kind of happy that Richard had been deceased in the show, not in real life. Disclaimer, like I need to like, because I felt like he was definitely holding, oh, this is also spoilers, guys. Spoiler if you haven't seen Year in the Life of Gilmore Girls. Whatever. Anyways, it was a very big thing to me that he, like, it was a very big, like, sign that he was the reason everything went haywire. Like, he was, like, the reason that everything messed up the way it did. In, like, the sense of Emily. Emily was just, like, she was always firing her maid. She was always trying to get up to the standard that, like, she needed to be because she was married to Richard. But, like, as soon as he was gone, she was, like, happier. She was, like, living her best life. She never, like, after he died, she never fired another maid after that because she, sorry, guys. Sorry about that. So, I don't know where we left. I don't know how long it's cut off, but last thing I want to touch up on before I end this long video, and I hope it's not too long, but was the format of the TV show. I personally loved it because nowadays TV shows don't touch up on like Friday nights, or like they don't have a specific time in that they don't have like, oh, Thursdays town meetings every Thursday, every Friday, oh, I'm going out Tuesday. Like they don't really, like, nowadays shows don't really implement the, like, the weeks of the days. So like in shows you never know really what the days are unless like you ask, or like unless not you ask, but unless they tell you in the show, which I don't personally like. I like to know what day it is. And like I love how even though Mondays, like, they were like living as actual people, how they were like, oh, I hate Mondays, but Mondays have to come around and stuff like that. And I just like loved how they just like implemented the days and then like stuff like that. But other than that, Gilmore Girls gets a 10 out of 10 for me, even though there's just a lot of things that I don't like, but there's also a lot of things that I love. Oh my god, one thing I have to touch on, Paulinka. Love Paulinka. I'm gonna get a dog, name it Paulinka. Sorry, I had to say that. Like, I've always wanted a dog named Paulinka that looks like Paulinka, and I was like, I'm getting a dog named Paulinka. Anyways, love Paulinka's music, by the way. Just love it. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Hopefully, it will be soon. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me if you guys want to see videos more like this again. I don't know. It was fun. I'll, like, talk about other shows or whatever. Whatever you guys want, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am an escort. What?